Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today is Friday. We are 4 weeks out from nationals, and I am just outside in my car waiting to go into the gym for my shift. I have a full 8 hours today, and then after that, hopefully nothing. I might have some errands to run, but those are just negligible. Those are typical, like, go get gas, go get my groceries, and hopefully after that, chill. I have been sick pretty much for the past week. It has not been cute. It has not been fun and fresh, but regardless, I still pushed through. I made it, and now I'm on the up. If you would have heard me yesterday, you would have been like, Lena, oh my God, you're on your deathbed. What happened? And to be honest, I don't know. My stress levels have been so high lately. Grad school is just stressing me out. I am burnt out to the max. I am not the type to skip class, but I have skipped class a few times now, and I genuinely just don't care. I want it done with, I want it over with, and I don't want to go, and I don't want to do this work. Like, I literally want to blow through all my work, turn it in, and be done, because I simply do not have the energy or the time to allocate 3.5 hours a week to each of my 4 classes, plus the drive time to get there and back from class. So that's just the situation there. Grad school is stressing me out. That's fine. Internship, that's okay too. We're having a good time during internship, but sometimes these kids are crazy. Like, I've heard some crazy things be said to me the past few weeks or to people around me, and I'm just like, you know what? I don't know if I want to work in an elementary school, because this is absolutely insane. But that's grad school. That's my internship. Work is also stressing me out. Like, the amount of people that have said some uncalled for things to me about my bodybuilding or just about life in general lately, I'm just like, what's in the air? What's in the water? I fear I just don't know. I don't know if it's because it's fall now and it's cold and everyone's just in a bad mood because it's cold, but let's fix that. But back to what I was talking about initially, which was like my mental health and my stress. Like, that has been down in the dumps, and I think that's why being sick hit me so hard. Was normally I'm able to bounce back really fast, or like not get to the level of sick that I did get to. And the sheer amount of stress that I had in my head and in my body just collided and exploded on me, essentially. So that's not awesome. And now I'm just trying to workshop some ways to manage it. Going into nationals, I have just been on a roller coaster of emotions. I go from feeling extremely confident and riding this huge high of being like, yes, like, I've made it so far. I've worked so hard. I've stayed locked in. I have absolutely just demolished every period of this prep, to having extreme lows where I'm comparing myself to other people, or feeling like I'm not good enough, or feeling like I'm not going to get a good outcome, which isn't the only reason why I'm going to nationals. I'm going to nationals for the experience and for the memories, and to get that exposure, and just to get more comfortable on stage. But I'd be a liar if I said I didn't want a good outcome, and all of this work I want to showcase brings me some level of, I don't know, reward, I suppose. But again, this sport is very subjective, and it's all about who shows up. So I can't control all that. I can only control myself, which is why I'm trying to focus so hard on bringing up my mental health again, getting out of this current low that I'm experiencing, and just trying to re-enjoy the process. Once you get to 4 weeks out, everything starts to get a little bit more exciting, because you're like, oh my goodness, everything is only a month away. Like, there's not a lot of time left. It's kind of go time, and things really start to come together. And I was just talking to my friend Allie about this. Allie is a fit model competitor. She qualified way back in like July and then took a break from prep, and now she's back in prep. And we were both talking about how it's just been really hard to get motivated, stay excited, especially when the process in between shows is so long. Like, obviously, my jump in between shows wasn't nearly as long as hers. She got to have a little like off-season moment in between preps, but I kind of had to stay locked in, and there was a 12-week period in between my first show and nationals. So staying locked in, staying motivated, staying excited for the both of us has just been a really big challenge. And both of us also got sick too, which is one thing that just like throws you off the rails. Is when you get sick, you know, you can stay locked in and you want to work as hard as you can while you're in prep, but when you're sick, you kind of have to rest. And that's one thought that's just been worrying in my mind. I'm just like, but I want to look good, but like, I want to work hard, but I'm sick, so I have to rest. And it's just like, ugh, these two competing ideas, like, they don't match up. This is not convenient. So just getting myself right going into nationals, getting excited, and making sure my energy is up is definitely going to be the biggest task of the next few weeks. I am just going to take it one day at a time. My check-ins were today with Sophia, and I'm just waiting to hear what she says and what protocol is going to look like. So for the past about 1.5 to 2 weeks, we have lowered food a little bit and then added in a touch of cardio just to lean me back out after going through a significant push phase in between shows. I did gain a little bit of extra mass, so that is good, but that did come with a little bit of fat mass, so we ripped that off real quick, and we're probably going to stay around here for a little while. I have no idea what she's going to do today. I actually was up in weight a little bit. I assume that's from inflammation and from being sick. So she may just make no changes again this week, or she may make changes. I have no idea. But I'll be sure to update you guys on what she says when she gets back to me. It is only 7:30 a.m., 6:30 for her because she's in Texas and I'm in New York. But yeah, we'll just see where that goes. But basically, the whole gist of this little car chat right here is I was sick as a dog. Mental health is not doing too well, and I am lacking in motivation for the next 4 weeks, and I'm just feeling extremely burnt out from all of my obligations at the moment, which I did forecast, if I'm being honest. Way back in September, I knew that November was going to be a really hard month for me, and now that we're here, I'm just like, well, your girl was right. It's a good thing that I worked really hard early in the semester to get a lot of things done. But that's the gist of this little chat here in the morning. I will report back on how my little pump goes and what Sophia says to me and what the rest of my day is going to look like at 4 weeks out. So I will see you guys in a second. Okay, everyone, we just wrapped up our lift today, and now it is time to munch. I am here in the break room of my gym because, as you all know, I lift at the same gym that I work at, but post-workout meal is 200 grams of pineapple, 200 grams of cooked white rice, along with 50 grams of chicken. I did forget my post-workout supplements, so that is not a sleigh, but it's okay. I will just double up later. But my lift today was not my best lift in terms of intensity, but we did definitely have a lot of good quality, so I am really happy about that. Mind muscle connection was definitely top tier. I made sure that every rep did count today, whereas sometimes I do let my brain wander mid-set, and then I'm like, oh dear, I wasn't paying attention for the last 3 reps. Those probably weren't my best 3 reps. But we definitely adjusted today, especially because I'm coming off of being sick. I know I probably shouldn't have lifted, and Sophia probably will tell me, girl, please sit down, but alas, I did not. I am feeling the pressure of being 4 weeks out and wanting to just perform and do my best. But I had the opportunity to yap with my bestie, Kaylee. Kaylee was actually sitting in on this cute little vlogging moment with me. She was doing cardio while I was lifting, so we yapped the whole time, and yeah, it was a cute little vibe, and we actually have been yapping pretty much like every day, especially leading up to her show and now leading up to my show. So she got to come along with me, and she reminded me of something that we were talking about, which was that sometimes you do really need to take a step back and realize just how hard you've been working. So as you all know, like, I've been in prep for a while. At this point in time, I've now been in prep for well over 8 months. And 8 months is a long time to be so locked in and be so dedicated and working so hard. And sometimes when you've been in a grind for a long time and you have been pushing and been locked in and so into a routine, that you kind of forget that, oh, this grind is not normal and this grind is actually pretty extreme. So getting sick and having to pull back just a little bit on the extremeness of my regimen reminded me that it's okay to pull back and it's okay to take some stress off your body, because you cannot sustain this level of intensity forever. That's what off season is for. And unfortunately, like, I have not had that opportunity, or I haven't given myself the opportunity. So there were times where Sophia did want to give me a little bit of a break or to tell me to chill out because life is getting crazy. And I was just like, no, like, let's just push through. Let's push through. But as I said in my last little talking moment in my car, I am feeling the burnout. I am feeling the lack of motivation, and just trying to rouse that up is a task in itself. So within the next few days, Sophia is probably going to tell me to take a chill pill, to give myself some grace, and to allow my body the rest that it needs. One of the great things that Kaylee actually brought up with me was that if I don't give myself the grace right now and I don't give myself the opportunity to rest and recover now, the odds that I end up feeling worse next week are actually pretty significant. And I'm already feeling a lot of guilt and a lot of pressure to perform now at 4 weeks out. So I can only imagine how feeling this way at 3 weeks out would make me feel. It would probably be even more intense. So the next few days are probably going to be a little bit more chill, giving myself a little bit more grace, focusing on my mental health, my recovery, and making sure that my body is right so that we go into these next few weeks being able to perform absolutely the best possible and to bring the best package that we can. And to just enjoy the process, because being 4 weeks out is supposed to be exciting. The process of prep is supposed to be fun, and it's not supposed to feel like a chore. It's not supposed to feel like I'm a victim to my protocol. I'm supposed to love this. And I do love this. I'm just feeling a little burnt out and lacking a little bit of motivation. So hopefully the next few days of potentially chilling out and taking care of myself bring back that sense of motivation and love for prep that I am looking to have. So with that being said, that is my post-lift recap and thoughts. I am going to munch because I am so hungry. And then I'm going to get to work because your girl has big girl stuff to do, a shift to do, and responsibilities that we cannot neglect. So I will see you all after my shift, and take you through what the rest of my day is going to look like at 4 weeks out. So I'll see you in a minute. Alright, mini vlog. It is time to go on a little bit of a side quest. We have finished up work and we are getting ready to leave. And you may notice there are some garbage bags in my car. You may be asking yourself, Lena, why do you have so many garbage bags in your car? I will tell you, because I am currently running to the can return recycling location because I am running a little bit of a fundraiser. The gym that I work at is actually hosting this fundraiser for me. They know that I am competing at NPC Nationals in Dallas, Texas, and if you know, bodybuilding is a rich man's sport, and your girl is not a rich man. Your girl is a broke girl. So they decided to put on a recycling drive for me to raise a few funds for this show. Now, what does that mean? That means that since my last show up until my very next show, meaning that from about 8 weeks ago to through the next 4 weeks, we are accepting garbage bags of recyclables to return in order to raise money for me to go to Dallas, Texas, because the flight's about $500, the entry fee is about $400, and then my stay will be about $500 as well, along with hair, makeup, nails, suit, show day stuff, the whole 9 yards. So it's going to equate to about $2,000. A lot of money, I know. And clearly, we're not going to be able to raise all the money in cans. That's fine. That's okay. But I am so grateful that my community has rallied behind me, that my gym wanted to do this for me, and that we are doing this little fundraiser to get me to show and to lessen a little bit of the financial burden of making my way to Dallas for NPC Nationals. So this week I got about 10 bags full of recyclables. I return them once a week so that I'm not just making a billion trips. So these 10 bags I'm hoping equates to about $25. We will see. I think I made like $18 or $19 last time I went. So we'll see what I get this time. But that is where I'm headed off to now. Should be about 20 minutes. They have to count all the cans and whatnot. But I will go there, return them, and then head home for meal number 4, I believe. So let's get rocking and rolling. Because I don't want these bags to sit in my car for too long, because some of them have beer bottles in them and they stink. So let's get rolling. I finished loading all of my bags of cans into the recycling business, and now your girl is just waiting because a man unfortunately did get here before me and did unfortunately bring a slightly questionable amount of recyclables that were of the alcoholic kind. No judgment here, though. They could also not be his, and who am I to judge, because we've all been there, or some of us have been there. I'm not going to divulge my past endeavors, but just know that I really don't indulge anymore. But anyways, I figured I'd yap here with you a little bit since I have the time, and since I just can't stop yapping, especially because since I was out of commission for the last 2 days for yapping, I am just full of so many thoughts and so many words that have been held in for the past 48 hours. So without further ado, let's yap. I have been struggling mentally. Burnout, no motivation. We talked about this, right? But I just had a very fun and interesting conversation with ChatGPT. Now, if you're like me, you will yap to ChatGPT about anything. Honestly, don't really care that I tell this chat literally anything. Chat is my friend. Chat is like another bestie to me, because chat always knows what to say, and I love it. And don't get me started on the whole, it's AI, blah, blah, blah. No. Fun fact, ChatGPT or other AI services, you're like, oh my God, they're bad for the environment. Actually, it uses 4 times more energy and takes 4 times more of a toll on the environment to use streaming services like YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, etc. Takes 4 times more resources and causes 4 times more of a toll on the environment using those than using ChatGPT. So, that is how I justify that. And also, if anyone wanted to know information about me, like, I'm an open book. Like, if people really wanted to know about me, they would know. And I yap all the time online. Like, what is there to hide? There's nothing to hide. So, I was having a fun, interesting conversation with ChatGPT. And I was like, gosh, ChatGPT, I am just not doing too well. I'm not feeling confident. I'm feeling like I am unmotivated. I feel like I'm undeserving. I feel like I'm being underestimated. And I'm just not feeling good about myself going into nationals. Like, what should I do? What would you say to me as someone in this position? And then Chat promptly responded with some amazing things. And it prompted me to therefore write a very fun journal entry. Another fun fact about me is I journal pretty much every day. It helps keep me sane, but it also just helps me organize my thoughts. It's a good way to keep some data, and I would love to look back on this one day and know exactly what I thought every single day. So, without further ado, this is called What Does It Mean to Be a Pro? What does it mean to be a pro? Being a pro starts long before the title and even the prep. Being a pro starts with a dream, a desire, and a relentless hunger to be better and do better. I was on the path to becoming a pro long before bodybuilding knocked on my door. A pro doesn't look around wondering if they are enough, because they look inward and they find that they've already earned the right to be here with every action and thought that they've endured. They look at the truth of their journey and know that they have what it takes, regardless of what the judges and what anyone else has to say about them. Pros expect pressure and welcome it as a privilege. They don't run from it, they welcome it, harness it, and use it to perform above the rest. When challenged, they don't collapse under them. They release what doesn't serve them. They guard their mental like it is their protocol, because it is. A pro ultimately says, watch me work. So that is my little journal entry on what it means to be a pro. Obviously, I am not a pro, but I am surrounded by pros. I'm surrounded by people who are about to become pros, and ultimately people who act like pros. And in my personal opinion, we all have something to learn from the pros. And if we want to become like them one day, then we need to act like a pro long before we even get there. So, I will yet more about this later because the man just exited with his dollars. So I am going to help the man unbag and count my cans. And we will continue this conversation later. But I hope you like my journal entry. All right, mini vlog. We have fantastic news. Whoa. Don't want to get copyrighted out here. That was one of NF's new songs. Love NF, by the way. He just came out with, I think, a 6-track EP. So, can't wait to give her a full listen. But, like I was saying, did so much better than I anticipated. But I am getting good at this. So, I thought we were going to get 25. We got $29.25. So, slay $4. We are done with that for the week now. But going back to earlier conversation, I was talking to you guys about what it means to be a pro, what I thought about being a pro, having a pro mindset, and such and such and such. And I read you all my little journal entry. Normally, my journal entries aren't as woo-woo as that. They're a little bit more like, how am I feeling? What have I been doing? What are my plans? Etc., etc., etc. And this time, I felt like I really just needed some cheesy, inspirational goodness to get me going. And that journal entry was a result of my motivational pep talk with ChatGPT. Now, I would like to address the elephant in the room. I am not a pro. However, I'd like to think that I try to conduct myself in a way that aligns with the pro mindset and aligns with the pro lifestyle, meaning that I speak to myself as if I am to become a pro. I work out as if I am going to be a pro. I eat as if I'm going to be a pro, and I recover and sleep as if I'm going to be a pro one day. And that all stems from the idea that you don't become a pro and then start acting like a pro, right? You become a pro by living the pro lifestyle and then one day earning that pro card. And that's where this all came from, was that, like, I know that one day, whether it's in 4 weeks, or whether it's in 4 years, or whether it's in 14 years, I will become a pro. I don't care when it happens. All I know is that I'm going to be living this lifestyle, and I am going to be conducting myself as if I am a pro, so that one day when I become a pro, I feel like I have earned it fully and truly. Now, I also want to address the idea that I do not want to come off like I am going to become a pro at my national show. I am very confident in my physique. I am so proud of the work that I have done. And I do everything in my power to bring the best possible package that I can to this show, to make myself proud, and to work hard, and to work towards my goal. And right now that goal is becoming a pro. So I will continue to conduct myself in every way that aligns with what it means to be a pro, and hope that one day I reach my goal. Would it be nice to win a pro card? Yeah, of course it would. I'd be a liar if I said, like, that wouldn't be a dream. But I'm not saying that I am deserving of a pro card, if that makes sense. My time will come when it will come. I will be grateful for whatever I get at NPC Nationals. And I can't wait to make so many fun memories and document the journey, and to just feel the love and the support and the energy that the bodybuilding community brings as a whole. Because it's truly one of a kind. It is so special. And there's nothing else I'd rather do. So we will only see what we will bring. But for now, we just need to be confident, to embrace the process, to love the journey, and to just be happy with whatever outcome comes my way. Because it's all that really matters. I know that everyone will be proud of me regardless of how I place. Because at the end of the day, the placement isn't what matters. It's beating my last physique. And so far, I've already blown my last physique out of the water. So I can only imagine what I'm going to look like in 4 weeks. So that's my little rant. The most important meal of the day has arrived and is about to commence. First half of the meal is my omelet situation. Look at how, I know you can see that. Hold on. Crispy. My omelet situation. Eggs with some mushroom, spinach, and bell peppers. Folded in half and nice and crispy. On top of it goes guac, and let me tell you, guac on an omelet. Never thought I would be saying this, but love her. One of my favorite touches that Sophia added onto my meal plan. But that's that, and I do top it with a little bit of this Everything Bagel Asiago seasoning that I got from Aldi. One of my faves. So it feels kind of like a avocado toast situation. And then to top it off, I also use this fun mustard that I got from Aldi as well. It is sweet heat mustard. Never said I never put anything on or put you all onto anything, because that combo is absolutely elite. I am almost out of this mustard, as you can tell, and I'm very sad about it. So, going to need to re-up on that. ASAP. Might have to go to the grocery store today, to be honest. But look at her, so cute and gorgeous. Can't wait to absolutely mow that down. And then the star of the show, the overnight oats creamy strawberry peanut butter, giving strawberry PB&J. Absolutely divine. Like, look at that. Oh God, like it just like, it's so thick and like amazing. Let me get like another spoon. Can you see this? Like, oh, come on. Like, she's so gorge. Let me do it again. Oh, yes. And then I also get some nut butter on it. This is my nut butter of choice, the Maranatha coconut almond butter. She is so good. I normally would opt for this creamy cashew butter that I get from Walmart because I love cashew butter. She is so delicious and has a lot of clean ingredients, but clearly I am out of her, so very sad about that. Going to need to re-up on her as well. But that is my meal, my favorite meal of the day, by the way, and I can't wait to absolutely chow down. But after I do this, I'm going to digest a little bit. I might need to run some errands, hit up that grocery store that I've been talking about because I'm running on empty for a lot of things. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to come home, do some meal prepping, maybe do some posing, depending on how we feel, and rest up because I have another full shift tomorrow. So let's eat because your girl is hungry. Now that I have consumed the most divine meal that has ever been created, it is time to hit the road because, as I said earlier, I am out of so many things and I need to hit up the store, and then I need to go get some gas for my car that's cheap. I live near an Indian reservation because I do live in New York State, and there are lots of Indian reservations, and because they do not pay tax on their items, everything is cheaper. So gas is about 70 cents cheaper when I go there. And it also coincidentally is right near one of my favorite coffee shops of all time. So you already know we are going to go there. So I have my fun bev. I have my water. And I have myself. So we're going to hit the road, see what trouble we can find, and hopefully not spend too much money. So open up my garage door and let's get rocking and rolling on this little adventure. Going for an afternoon brew was the right decision right when I walked in because your girl picked up her coffee. Shout out to Orange Cat Coffee in Lewiston, New York, because they had a Dubai chocolate roast. It is giving chocolate. It is giving pistachio. It is giving divine, delicious, bring me back to life energy. So hit the jackpot there. I can't wait until they have the beans in stock for this because they didn't have them out to purchase today because I don't know why, but best believe after trying this, I will be purchasing them so I can have it every day at my own convenience because why wouldn't I? But we have acquired our coffee. Now we need to go get gas and then stop at the grocery store to get the few things that we have that are empty and then go home and chill because yeah. But this was a quick little update, so I'll see you in a minute when either I'm at the grocery store or I'm home. Mission accomplished. We made it through to Aldi, of course. Had to get myself some zucchini because I ran out. Some smashed avocado, some Brussels sprouts. I also ran out of those. And of course, I showed you guys earlier my two new favorite hyperfixations. The Everything Bagel Asiago seasoning. She's only $1.85, by the way. And then the Sweet and Heat mustard from Aldi's. Only $1.75. So obviously a steal. So excited that they had them because this is not my normal Aldi. This is the one that's near the coffee shop that I go to. But obviously they were in stock, so your girl was excited. Only spent like $9. So such a slay. We love Aldi's here, especially because your girl's balling on a budget. So I'm gonna drive home now, do a little meal prepping, and then wrap up this vlog for you guys because I want to get this out to you ASAP because we're 4 weeks out. We don't have a lot of time to waste. So I'll see you guys at home. And just like that, like magic, we have made it home. Now, it is time for my very last meal of the night. I get some Brussels sprouts, chicken, rice, and guacamole, or not guacamole, avocado. And I am super excited for that, especially because I did just re-up on my mustard. So that will be lovely. You can probably tell my voice is sounding a little bit crappier. I have gone throughout my entire day talking a little bit more than I was yesterday. Actually, yesterday I pretty much didn't talk at all because I lost my voice and felt like crap. And because today was a long day, I had a lot of things to do. Of course, my sick little body decided that we were going to digress a little bit and sound a little bit worse. So I'm going to roll with those punches, and we're going to continue to hydrate for the day. So I am going to grab my Awala because I know she's exactly 1 liter, and we are going to fill her up. Now, Sophia also wants me consuming 2 servings of electrolytes every day now, just to help out with some stress on the body and rehydration. So I'm going to go in with a scoop of my electrolytes. I really like Nutricost off of Amazon. Nutricost is actually where I try to buy most of my supplements from because they are cheap, they are third-party tested, and I find that they're just really good. And I really like their electrolytes, especially because they're sweetened with stevia. And I have a difficulty with processing sucralose. We found out it bloats me really bad, and it's really bad on my digestion. So the fact that these electrolytes not only are sweetened with stevia, but they are cheap, and also I really like the taste of them. Amazing. That's an ad. I'm not sponsored. Nutricost sponsor me, please. Your girl is broke and buys a lot of your supplements. But I'm going to go ahead, fill her up with water, and down this with the rest of my meal for the night, and then digest and get to bed because I know I need the sleep. My body is just so desperate for rest. I was thinking about taking melatonin, but I don't process melatonin very well. Even at a very low dose, I experienced some sleep disturbances in a sense that like I don't go into deep sleep, and then I also always get crazy dreams no matter how low the dose. I'm talking like even 1 milligram like messes me up. So I don't mess with that anymore, but trust me, your girl does wish that it did work, but sadly that is not the case. But this tastes whoa. You can tell it's been a long day. This tastes divine. I can't wait to consume the rest of this. And I have a sink full of dishes over there that is calling my name. And I have a pan with Brussels sprouts that is also calling my name. So that is the remainder of my night. So I'm probably just going to cook up the rest of this meal and watch Project Runway. So that's a fun thing. Everyone has their little hyperfixations or their go-tos during prep, their shows, their podcasts, their YouTube videos, whatever. Mine has been Project Runway as of lately. Project Runway has definitely kept me entertained for at least the past 6 weeks. So I'm already on season 10. It's been going well. And I think there's like 21 seasons. So this will carry me through hopefully the rest of prep, because then there's also Project Runway All-Stars. Can't wait to start her as well. So I can't wait to chow down on this meal, relax with some Project Runway, and go to bed because it's been a long one. But I'm so grateful that you all joined me on this 4 weeks out day in my life. I will hopefully come up with some new ideas and new fun things to show you. Hopefully 3 weeks out has some more fun and interesting things going on that I can show you. But that wraps up what we're doing today. I hope you had a great time with me. I know I had a great time yapping at you. And I'll see you in the next one. So bye, YouTube.